Well, you guys must be pretty excited to be showing the 1600s for the first time in this country. What are your expectations about the likely response?
Very excited about the motorcycles. We are highly optimistic about them because it's really a very unique motorcycle. We have actually two distinctly different motorcycles. The first one is the K1600GT, a Gran Turismo, a motorcycle designed specifically for the European behavior there, which is fast riding, which is comfortable riding, luxurious riding with all the latest state-of-the-art stuff that's on the motorcycle. And then for the more aimed towards the US market is then the K1600 GTL. The L stands for luxury, which is a motorcycle which is more designed for the conditions in the US, which is much longer touring, probably not as fast, higher screen, lower seat position, more the luxury seat, and then also aimed specifically towards pillion comfort. In the US, we had with the LT good success, but a very small market share of this luxury touring market, and we fancy ourselves that we could cut a bigger share of that market now, and we believe that there would be a lot of people who are looking for a motorcycle which is firstly much lighter, more agile, in other words easier to handle, and at the same time it's just packed with this high-tech technology which not so many years ago was a luxury, but now it seems to be an absolute must. The engine is just a gem of an engine in that it's got this traditional BMW six-cylinder inline. And between the modern technology that's available and the ingenuity of our engineers, they built it into an engine which is so compact that it's got dimensions which is fractionally or marginally different to our four-cylinder engine, the K1300 four-cylinder. The motorcycle features a very unique communication system where the rider and as well as the pillion is in a position to really select all sorts of features, be it navigation, be it the phone, be it the iPod, be it just talking to one another all in a wireless fashion. Another great feature of the motorcycle and unique for the industry and the first of worldwide is the adaptive headlight, which David is something which we're pretty proud of and is something which we think can change motorcycling. Essentially, the problem with riding at night with a motorcycle is that not only does the light lags behind the motorcycle as you go through a curve, but because the motorcycle leans over, the headlight dips into the ground and therefore you've got really no sight. So when you're on a twisty road on a motorcycle, you virtually have to ride blind.
There seems to be increasing integration of automotive technologies into the two-wheel side. I know in the past you had some motorcycles that actually even featured the double kidneys in the design, but presumably you're not going to go in that direction. Is there any other sort of automotive-oriented design that creeps into the two-wheel side?
What's very, very important is that cars won't become motorcycles and motorcycles won't become cars. Any features that we use that you can see and experience, they should be authentic to motorcycling. So the kidneys, as cute as they were, if they aren't necessary, it shouldn't be, the plastic nose and party thing. 7 years in the future, what will people want? We do have marketing people already gathering information. Are there changes in what expectations are there? If you said now, 7 years ago, do you need internet connections on your motorcycle? Everybody say that's what I'm trying to get away from. Now you're out in the mountains, you want it for weather, for other things. So those types of things are things that we need to know about. If we had asked in this manner customers, what are you asking for? I know of nobody that said I need a headlight system that goes into the corner before I do. Mm-hmm. If you tell them you're thinking about this technology, could you imagine using it? Everybody's with you.
Also specifically coming from the US, incidentally, that we should reduce seat heights, and BMW used to have seats which was above average, and we've changed that now to being the only manufacturer that offers on all of our motorcycles a variation of seat heights. And in many of our motorcycles we even integrate things like lowered suspension, and therefore as a As a guideline, we've got some of the lowest seat heights, if not the lowest seat heights in the industry, bar of course a cruiser, because we're not in the cruiser industry.
A little bit different is that the motorcycles are very clearly divided into segments. And so one car company might talk about their form vocabulary. You have a certain feeling that you would expect. What's interesting is that we can't even put that across the board in our motorcycle products. A GS is a very different product than a GT, GTL. They should exude, a GT and GTL should exude confidence, elegance, agility. And a GS, you want to take around the world with you. It should be an Army Swiss Army knife. So the vocabulary can't even be the same.
I mean, you're really trying to get into the sports market in the US, and you're trying to get younger and younger adherents to the BMW brand. And 600s sell 2/3 of the sport bike market, and there's only 1/3 of those customers go to the thousands, and probably the demographics of the thousands are a little bit older and more wealthy, but the 600s you could really, that's kind of the nursery for future the sport bike riders.
Barry, in a nutshell, there are two main challenges. The first one is the way the market has shrunk. That ratio now is 1-to-1. In fact, it's under 1-to-1, 600 versus 1000. And the thousands have shrunk more than the market average, which is 50% down. So the first is a simple volume equation. And the second one is a question of profitability. If these motorcycles sell for typically $3,000 less, and the cost to produce the motorcycle is pretty much the same as the other one. There's ways to do it. But you know, for BMW, we never say never. So I would not say that we would never have a small motorcycle. It's certainly not on the short-term horizon.
Yeah, Concept C is really exciting for us. I've been in this position for a long time, but it just keeps more excitinger and excitinger all the time. All of these new segments that we're getting into, whether it's superbike, whether it's, of course, what I think is redefining what the GT class is all about, or even looking at areas that we haven't been in before as well, like the scooter commuter segment. What we will see is a design study. It is not a production model, but it is our commitment to everybody that we will be producing something like that within a couple of years. This is kind of us designers getting to play a little bit, so there are things on there that won't go into production, like video beaming and everything, so we don't have any mirrors. You have rear view with videos and things. But it does show very much what we are considering in a maxi, large, big scooter segment.
What can we expect in the future from the Boxer lineup?
Short answer, lots. It's not the end of that life, and we are very excited about the future of the Boxer.
Longer answer?
It looks cool.